There's been a major change in Darius Garland's game this season, and it has helped the Cleveland Cavaliers get to the point where they are 11-0 to start the year, and Garland is playing with a ton of confidence as the Cavs continue on early in the regular season. Hey everybody, Billy BB back with you on Cavs Digest. Loving what the Cleveland Cavaliers are doing as they are undefeated to start the season. Everyone on the roster looks good. Cavs are playing at a high level. I don't know if it gets much better than how they've played so far. A lot of season left, of course, but still a lot to talk about in the early goings. Before we do that, so close to 100 subscribers. Really, really almost there. So if you haven't subscribed, if you just found the channel, we're talking Cavs, players, trades, post-game reactions, ideas. Go ahead and subscribe to stay updated. Get down into the comments. I love the comments. They can be a little hateful sometimes. They can be fun sometimes. I look back. Cavs had a big win the other night against Brooklyn. I said they're doing it all right now. They're playing offense. They're playing defense. Somebody said, hey, if they had Dylan Windler, if he had become what he was supposed to be, then they would have everything. Yes, Dylan Windler is what Cavs fans think this team is missing. So I love the comments, and I love everybody subscribing. We're almost to 1,000, so go ahead and do that. As I said, we're talking Darius Garland today. He has been awesome to start the regular season. If you have watched the Cavs, if you have heard about the Cavs, Darius Garland has been one of the talking points when you have heard about the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's just a fact. He has played at a high level. He's playing with confidence. He's playing with energy, fun in his eyes. He is talking that way. He is acting that way. The Cavs are winning, and he is a huge, huge reason for doing so. We're going to jump into his stats. We're going to jump into the award he just got today and what he can do the rest of the season to kind of prove himself and to be the guy. So, Garland, so far this season, if you take a look, you got to love it. This is what I asked for him to do early in the season. And I know if you watch this channel, you're saying to yourself, oh, Billy, should apologize to Garland, this, that. I know a lot of people have talked about they should apologize. People need to apologize to Garland. Look, I don't think Cavs fans, pending saying he's terrible at basketball and needs traded right away, owe him an apology. A lot of Cavs fans, like myself, demanded he play to the ability that we know he has. Play to that high-level contract that he has. And that came with understanding. He had injuries last year. He had personal issues last year. He was adapting to Donovan Mitchell, a coach that clearly didn't understand this team that well. We understood, but we came into this year saying step up and play how we know you can play, and he is doing that. This is about the stat line myself and Kenny Rhoda discussed preseason. 20.5 points per game, rebounds here and there, but almost closer to 7 assists. You see that steals per game. I've seen 2 a lot this season, but he's right around 1, which you love to see. He's limiting his turnovers, and he is shooting the lights out right now. Absolutely shooting the lights out. 53% from the field and almost 48% from 3. Garland is electric right now. This is a guy highly paid, healthy, entering his prime, stepping up, and he is surrounded by talent. He's taking advantage of that talent, and he's taking advantage of what he does well to be a scorer. He's making it happen for the 11-0 Cleveland Cavaliers. I love to see it. Looking at his stats last year compared to this year. All right, so you look again, we're just 11 games into this one. In less minutes, mind you. He's playing less minutes because he was hurt last year. 20.5 points, that 54% from the field, that 48% from 3, more assists, barely, but still up there. And I think he almost had to do assists last year because he just wasn't a confident shooter. Surprising to see he average less steals, but there were times last year where he just did not feel confident on offense. I mean, to go from 44% from the field to 53 is ridiculous. I don't know that he'll keep that up, but I have no issue there. You needed him to start hot. You needed him to reassure fans that he was still somebody in your lineup and on your team and part of your franchise. And that stat line right there shows me that he's doing that. Eastern Conference Player of the Week, back-to-back. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland now Eastern Conference Players of the Week. Look at that, folks. 25 points per game, 7.3 assists, and 58% from 3. Unreal week for Darius Garland. They came back and beat the Bucks. They house the Warriors, and they come back and beat the Nets. And that was more of a defensive effort from Garland on that one, as Kenny Atkinson talked a ton about how well Garland is playing on defense. This is a guy that I did not bang on the table and demand he be traded. I did not draw up packages of where he could go and how much we could get from him and worry about this and that. I just said, we know how you can play. You're paid that way. You're entering your prime. Make it work. This is your last chance to make it work. All credit to Darius Garland. Flowers to Darius Garland. He is doing it. Eastern Conference Player of the Week this past week. And again, if you look at his stats so far compared to last year, incredible. Extremely impressive. He's playing at a high level. He's playing really, really well. And you just love to see it. I know this is a lot of guy that people wanted to be good again. Okay? And if you are going to be one of those people, I never gave up on him. He could not hit a 3 in a playoff game. It got to that point. So don't act like you didn't have your doubts about what he could be for the Cavaliers. He got out-muscled against the Knicks 2 years ago, really struggled to get it going. And then last year against the Magic, they were begging for him to get involved in that series before he eventually had a better series against the Celtics. I mean, the stats, the numbers surrounding him, when he has a moment, when he feels like it's time to go, when it's foot on the pedal, rock and roll, he is awesome. Downhill stats, shooting. If you look up his name on Twitter, I mean, everything looks really, really good. He's utilizing his speed, his footwork, and it's leading to tough shots, but efficient shots and good shots, and yet still assists, right? He's still assisting the ball at a high level. And again, that back-to-back Eastern Conference Players of the Week, LeBron and Kyrie, they were the last ones to do it. Mitchell and Garland, I talked before the season about how talented this roster is, how not to take advantage of how talented this roster is. Sit back and enjoy the fact that the Cavaliers have 4 top 100 players on their roster right now. They're acting like it, they're playing like it, and they're enjoying their season so far like it. Darius Garland, really, really good numbers to start the season. And again, this is a major change from what we saw really even in the playoffs last year, let alone his entire regular season. Now the Cavaliers play the Bulls tonight. Mini road trip for them. I worry about this one. I know a lot of people worried about Saturday more than this one. The Bulls are youthful. They're energized. They run fast, pace and space. Not that the Cavaliers don't. That's what the Cavaliers are trying to run. Yes, they are more talented. Yes, they are playing at a higher level. I've talked about the offense, and they proved Saturday they could do it with defense. Just feels like that kind of game for them. They're on the road, high energy. That's a tough arena. That arena's been highly sold out for years, despite terrible Bulls teams. So the Cavs are going to have a tough battle ahead for them tonight. But we'll see how that one goes. Drop down in the comments. What do you love from Darius Garland this season? Is it his assisting? Is it his scoring? Hustle on defense? His attitude? That was a great effing game, he said the other night. Gotta love it. You gotta love that energy, right? He's having fun again. So drop down in the comments. Hype Garland up a little bit. We're all happy to see it. Let me know, and be sure to subscribe to Cavs Digest.